Zealand, and welcome to another Would I Lie to You? The show where we sort fact from fiction. Let's meet tonight's panellists. On Jessie Mulligan's team tonight, she used to be known as the big one from True Bliss. But she's had the last laugh, and now she's known as the only one whose name you can remember from True Bliss. It's Joe Cotton. He's won all sorts of awards, including the award for Best Comedian Who Looks Like a Homeless Serial Killer. It's Craig Campbell. And on John Bridges' team tonight, a woman who, through her Green Goddess website, seems to have a sole purpose in life: to make me feel guilty for everything I eat, drink, buy and drive. It's Wendell Nisson. And on this show, we aim to bring you some of New Zealand's finest stage and screen talent. Unfortunately, we're on a budget. It's Oliver Driver. All right, to our first round, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. You know how it works. To make things harder, they have never seen the card before, so they have no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the truth from the lies, and let's start with Wendell.
All right. Oh, I once French kissed David Longy at the airport.
True. So Wendell will have you believe that she French kissed a former Prime Minister, David Longy, at an airport.
Were you travelling together?
No, in my other life, I was a journalist. Well, I still am. But, so we were just in the airport, Koru Club. One thing led to another, flight was delayed.
Was there a bit of the...
You know, a few wines. Yeah.
Right. That's drinking.
Oh.
Hey!
I French kissing and then a bit of...
What do you think I am? I'd wait till the next date for that.
Right, okay, yeah.
What you would have us believe is that you were drinking, probably slightly tipsy,
Yes.
and aroused.
Paul, I don't know. The state of arousal is material here.
I think it is fundamental to the yarn.
The thing about David Longy, he was an amazing orator, wasn't he?
The former Prime Minister was very good with his mouth.
The man's dead.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Let me ask you this. Was he a longy or was he more of a bulger?
That's very good. I couldn't possibly comment. But, you know, look, when you're a journalist, politicians, this is very common. You know, the things that go on in Wellington, you know, late night booze. Come on, it was just it just happened once.
See, I've been in the Koru Club with Helen Clark and never thought, I'm going to pass you. Although she probably thought it towards me, quite frankly.
We can cut that out.
Yeah.
Jessie, what would your team like to call on this?
Craig, what do you think?
I don't know. It's pretty inconclusive.
By the way, thanks for dressing up tonight, Craig. Okay, so not a lot of help at that end. Joe, what are you thinking?
I think the more women drink, the more unattractive men get.
So how many would you need for a Paul Henry experience?
I love them. I would do them with no alcohol.
She did me behind the scenery just like an hour ago.
No, I think it's entirely possible that happened, that exchange.
Okay, well, we're going to say that it's true, Paul.
All right, they say you were,
true.
incredibly, they say you were telling the truth, Wendell.
It was a lie.
Yes! Well lied. My chub's starting to go away.
Okay, we can move on.
Yes, it's a lie. Wendell did not French kiss David Longy at an airport because, as everyone knows, kissing on the mouth costs extra. All right, Craig Campbell.
I am a qualified pilot.
Does that seem plausible, John?
If it's true,
my God.
If it's true, it's terrifying.
But you're a comedian. How do you afford to hire planes if you're a comedian? Are you like a really big comedian?
Craig Campbell.
I make a lot of money.
Do you? you?
I make an embarrassing
Is this
amount
for
of money.
real? Does this guy make lots of money?
Super famous. He's been on TV. He used to host a show on TV4 called Ed's Night Party with the sock.
Thank you.
He's been on with Jim Carrey, haven't you?
Yeah.
I have.
Made those soups.
And what sort of planes are you qualified to fly?
172s, 152 Cessnas, and P-38s.
Are those planes? Are they planes?
That's just numbers. That's
Are
just
they
numbers.
planes?
That's just numbers and letters.
There was numbers and letters.
I understood Cessna, but that could be a type of cereal.
Anybody can say Cessna. Could have said the Aero Wing, the Bat Ford.
Why don't you just say single engine?
I am only qualified for single engine.
So those are the only planes in the world with one engine.
No, there's lots, but those are the ones I'm qualified on.
It's like with cars. Like, for example, I'm only qualified to drive a Toyota.
You can only afford to drive a Toyota.
And I'm only qualified to drive a Prius.
Oh,
because I'm the hybrid girl. Hybrid environment.
They're not
hey,
cars, Wendell.
Here's something I often wonder about pilots. Like when you're taking a flight, do you ever backseat drive? Think, oh, he's not doing that right, or
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
do you really?
Yeah, every time I'm on a plane as a passenger, I'm very aware and keeping an eye out. In fact, my crowning glory was at one point my girlfriend and I were off to Europe. I forget exactly.
Sorry, you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, a cum catcher. Yes.
It's not a scary thing as the amount of women in the audience that just went, ah!
And the plane went for a brake check on the runway, and I realized right away that it had failed its brake check at the runway, and I told my partner right away that we were not going to our destination. Felt
Wow,
good.
that girlfriend of yours must have been really impressed.
She was. She tugged me like you wouldn't believe after that.
To be fair, you asked for that one, Wendell, to be fair.
All right, team.
Nearly shot her kidneys out that night.
You're enabling. You're the enabler. You can't blame it all on Craig because you keep saying things to him.
I think it is high time that your team made a call on this.
Okay.
I think it's true.
Wendell,
He seems to know a lot about it.
It's true.
we've basically decided that we think this is true.
Yep, they all think you're telling the truth.
Oh, you're completely out of your mind. It's true.
Yes, it is absolutely true. And I know what you're thinking. He looks less like the pilot and more like the guy who gets inspected internally with rubber gloves and loves every minute of it.
Deeper.
And at the end of that round, John's team are just ahead. It's 3 points to 2. Join us after the break when we'll be playing This Is Mine. Welcome back to this evening's Would I Lie to You? Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of John's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection. It's up to Jesse's team to spot who's telling the truth. Please welcome this week's special guest, Malcolm. Welcome to the programme, Malcolm. Thank you for joining us. All right, John, would you like to tell us who Malcolm is to you?
Definitely. This is Malcolm, and he once stole my dungarees.
Right, Oliver.
This is Malcolm. I met him at the dog park, and I've invited him on the show because I want to be his friend.
And Wendell.
This is Malcolm, and he's the first person I ever fired.
Alrighty, Jesse's team, it sounds pretty straightforward to me.
Well, first of all, can I say Malcolm, welcome. We'll start with you, John. What are dungarees?
What are dungarees? Overalls. You know, like a pair of jeans, and they go all the way up here, you know, and then they've...
Sort of a bib
They've got a bib.
And
Exactly, and then some straps which go across the back.
What year was this? Because I remember when dungarees were hot. I also remember that only women wore them, not dudes, but...
Well,
one part of that is correct. They were hot, yes, for dudes and ladies. And
What-
this was
what
about
year?
late 80s, 1989 or something.
Did you rock them two strap or one strap?
I like to have one strap off. If you have one strap off, it suggests that maybe the other strap could come off too.
I heard that you like one strap on.
Well, you should know, Jesse. Yeah. don't know what that means.
I'm hard again.
And how were the dungarees stolen?
Basically, Malcolm stole them from a fitting room while I was trying on a pair of jeans.
Hey, when you took the dungarees off, did you just take them off like this? And they kind of just dropped to a pile at the bottom of your feet?
No.
So, you want us to believe that you're in the changing room,
Yes.
jeans on,
Yes.
and Malcolm.
No.
Oh, I like those dungarees. Yoink. Is that what you're saying?
So he was wandering around the department store and he would slip into the fitting rooms while he saw people coming out, wait till they were looking in the mirror. He'd nip in there and just take whatever he liked.
Sort of
and
like
then-
reverse shoplifting.
It's kind of like weird reverse shoplifting.
I can't really picture you in dungarees, to be honest, because I always imagine someone with something of a physique wearing dungarees.
Yeah, someone with shoulders for those
doesn't-
straps to go on. It'd be like putting a backpack on a snake.
I think you've explored every nook and cranny of this yarn.
Let's move on to Ollie. Can you remind us, Ollie, what your story is?
I met Malcolm at the dog park, and I've invited him on the show because I want to be friends with him. I'd like to make a new friend.
Why are you friendless already? Is it?
No, I'm not friendless.
I can tell you why. What sort of dog does Malcolm have?
Well, he has a dog very similar to my new dog, which is what started the initial conversation between us.
So, Hungarian Whistler, I like that. I've got one.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you thought, this guy seems awesome. I don't have enough friends.
Well, no, I mean, if you've been to a dog park, there's a lot of strange people at the dog park. There's a lot of very crazy, weird, strange people at the dog park. And
What's the address?
And you, and you wander around as your dog's sort of playing. The dogs don't care. The dogs sort of interact with everybody, but you sort of wander around on the peripheries and like a school dance some ways. And you sort of look for people that you could kind of, well, who can I have a normal conversation with while my dog runs around and has a play? And Malcolm had a similar dog to mine, and we got chatting. And as you do, and then the next time I was at the dog park, there he was again. And I was like, oh, hi, I met you last time.
How many bloody dog parks am I paying for in my race?
And so you walked up to Malcolm and said, hey, dude, I've seen you here before with the same sort of dog as me. My name's Oliver Driver. You might remember me from such shows as...
No, because I'm not you. What I did was...
Joe Cotton doesn't need to remind anyone who she is.
Don't you ever have that thing where you meet somebody, you meet a lot of people all the time, and every now and then you meet somebody and you go...
I hate people. Can anyone still be interested in this story?
I'm completely bored with this
Yeah,
one.
I think it is time to...
So you
move
fired
on.
him.
Yes, remind us.
It's
what was
actually a
your
bit
story?
awkward having him here. I'm actually really surprised that...
So why did you fire him?
So we were working in magazines, of course, in the old days. Malcolm joined our very busy little team, mostly women, I have to say, as an artist, and really didn't appreciate how to do a magazine layout for like a Woman's Day, you know, which is kind of very colourful, very... He was more into sort of, you know, minimalist wallpaper magazine. He was more that kind
So
of
he was
guy.
crap at his job.
Yeah, pretty much.
How did Malcolm handle the news when you finally told him
Well,
that?
this is the... I can't look at him. This is the two... He was really lovely. And he actually admitted to me that he didn't feel that he was in the right place either, and that he was, you know, a better artist than we really needed.
So then why is it so uncomfortable to be around him if it
Because
was
it's
such
just
an
awful.
amicable...
Have you ever
amicable-
fired anyone? It's a horrible thing to do. And
I fired men out of my life, often. For other performance reasons.
Were they, like Malcolm, were they also kind of grateful and realised that it was...
It was a blessing.
Probably.
All right,
The layout was
I
right.
think, Jesse, it's time for your team to discuss.
Okay, let's discuss.
I never thought that a stolen dungaree story could sound so plausible.
I'm with you. For once, I'm
Yeah.
with you.
You're both feeling the stolen dungarees.
Listen, I almost feel like I remember you in dungarees.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, Paul, we think that Malcolm stole John Bridges' dungarees in Palmerston North.
So you're picking that John Bridges is telling the truth. All right. Malcolm, would you like to reveal your true identity?
My name is Malcolm and I met Oliver at the dog park.
And just to be entirely clear, they met at a dog park, not whilst dogging in a park. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm. And after that round, Jesse's team have fallen behind. John's team are winning by 4 points to 3. Join us after the break for Quickfire. Yes, welcome back to Would I Lie to You? And our final round, it's called Quickfire, where our panellists lie not only through their teeth but against the clock. And again, they don't know if they're about to read out a true fact about themselves or a made-up fact that they've never seen before in their lives. Right, Joe, your turn.
I took the promise to be faithful out of my wedding vows.
So, in the original version of your wedding vows, it was in there, was it?
Well, I think it's in most
It's on all wedding vows.
wedding vows.
Well, there's not a certain wedding vow that you start with, though, is there?
You can do it both ways. You can write your own vows,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or you can get a template of
Right.
vows.
Most people go for the template, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're not all like hippie creative types. Oh, I'm going to sit down with a canvas and a paint and creatively.
Get a little ukulele.
Yes, we're not all
to play
like
at my wedding.
Gemma, you're an egg that cracked and out came a bird that's going to fly like my love.
Oh, that is really good. Have you got a pen?
That is so grey, Lynn.
So do you just start with a template and then just don't know, faithful, obey, love, sickness? Basically, just end up with all right, Joe Cotton, yes.
Pretty much. No, my feeling on it. So my mum was the celebrant.
Really?
And and she came with a bunch of different options, and I said I like this one, but let's just take a couple of words out that I feel like I
said
don't
this to your
want
mother?
to promise.
And how was your mum about that? Did she go, oh, well, that's fine, we'll just get out the sluts version then?
There was a bit of that. There was a bit of awkwardness. I mean, obviously, I had to have the conversation with my husband.
How was he? Because one of two options, isn't there? There's either what or yeah. Oh yeah. Thank God, and I've got something to tell you about last night.
I know, he was more on the what side. And he still to this day talks about it. But
Talks about whether or not you're being unfaithful.
well, yeah, I mean, marriage is this, like, essentially it's the same as going out and living together, except you get a ring and you stop having sex. So that is essentially
Well,
what
it's not
marriage
with
is.
everyone.
Not everyone. Exactly.
All right, John, it is time for your team to make their mind up.
What do you think here?
She wouldn't do that, would she? So I say lie.
I say lie.
We say it's a lie.
All right, Joe, so they say you are lying.
I tell you what, I love my husband very much, but that was in fact the truth.
Yes, indeed, Joe was telling the truth. And I can relate. I took for richer or poorer out of my vows. I can love anyone, but not a poor person. Your turn, Craig.
Yeah, cool. I once pleasured myself to the sound of someone dying.
True. Get me out of here. True. Security. True. Get in the boot.
Oliver's going to blow his rape whistle.
Find out if this could be a plausible
I don't
thing.
want to know
Well,
how he
let's-
did it,
let's
where he
close-
did it,
let's-
why he
wait a
did
minute.
it,
Well, let's-
what
let's-
he did. I don't want to know.
This could turn out to be completely normal, Wendell. This story.
Wendell,
Really?
just sniff some mint. It calms you down. Let's break down into two things here. I pleasured myself whilst someone was dying. Pleasured yourself how?
Oh,
and
see,
what
this
do you
is-
mean by
I
dying?
don't want to know.
Physically,
oh.
Yes, no, that's fine.
Okay, that's enough.
they became deceased in the process of me
All right, Craig.
closing the deal.
Well, that's made it seem a lot less weird, hasn't it? I think, for everybody.
Were you in the same room doing the pleasuring as the person doing the dying?
No, I was in a tent.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You're in a tent,
Yeah.
and you become aroused
Yeah.
because someone in another tent is making dying noises that you mistakenly think are the noises of pleasure.
That is correct.
Is it?
You guessed it because it's happened to you.
It's happened to you, hasn't it?
More than what? No.
How did you find out that things were not as you thought they were?
Good question.
When I woke up in the morning, the atmosphere in the camp was quite somber.
Not because they knew what you'd be doing.
Yeah, not because they saw me covered in spunk. No.
Just for a moment, I'd like to ask Wendell, as much time as you like, probe Craig.
You know what? I don't need to probe any further because I think it's true. Because everything he said tonight leads me to believe that this man is completely fucked.
All right, John, it really is time now to nail this one.
That's what he said.
Where are you on this one, Oliver?
I'm in a safe, warm place,
I wish I was there with you, brother.
surrounded by friends and family.
But what's that noise from the adjoining tent?
It's a protracted heart attack and a man beating himself off. True, God, awfully true. Horribly true.
Yeah,
In all of
it
this
is.
world, this could be possible. What do you think, Wendell?
Yeah, it's true. I can't look at him, but it's true.
We're not passing judgment on Craig's character, but we do think this is a true story.
All right, you don't really need to pass judgment on his character, do you? They all say you're telling the truth, Craig.
You think I'm some sort of crazed animal? It's true. And if you're wondering, I was successful. Yes! And I can tell you, you're not at your house, you're not at a hotel, you don't just reach for a towel rack. I had to rub it in.
And that sound signals the end of the show. Thank God. I can reveal that Jesse's team have won with 7 points. Well done, team. That's what he's talking about. Of course, it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week is Craig Campbell. I give it to him because he looks like the sort of guy who would bury us all in the woods somewhere if we didn't. Good night.
Thanks, New Zealand On Air. I never knew lying could be such fun.